It was 1:47 a.m. when I heard the front door creak open. At first, I thought I was dreaming. The faint thud of heels on hardwood, the whispered rustle of a purse being set down. Then came the sound that jolted me upright in bed. A soft, breathy laugh, quickly smothered by a sigh. My wife Emma was home. She'd told me she was going out with her friends. "Just a girls' night, nothing crazy," she'd said with that easy smile that used to melt me. But something in her tone had felt off. She'd been distant for weeks. Short answers, half-hearted kisses, the kind of emotional absence you can't explain but feel deep in your gut. I wanted to trust her. God knows I did. But when she slipped through the bedroom door that night, trying not to wake me, I didn't close my eyes and pretend to sleep. I watched her. The dim hallway light traced the outline of her body. Her hair tousled, makeup smudged, a lazy smile still ghosting her lips. She tiptoed to the dresser, slipped off her earrings, and began unzipping her dress. That's when I saw it. A deep, dark mark on her collarbone. Bruise. No. More like a kiss-shaped blotch, raw and fresh, glistening faintly under the light. My heart sank like a stone. "Emma," I said quietly. She froze mid-motion, the zipper halfway down her back. "Oh, you're awake," she said, voice trembling slightly. "I didn't want to wake you." I sat up, my voice flat. "Where did you get that?" Her hand shot up to her neck instinctively. "What?" "That mark." She blinked rapidly, forcing a laugh. "Oh, this. God, you're so paranoid. It's just makeup, from one of the girls hugging me or something." "Makeup doesn't look like that," I said. "And it doesn't sink into skin." Her smile faltered. The air between us thickened, heavy and suffocating. "Daniel," she said softly, walking toward the bathroom. "You're overreacting." But she turned her head away as she passed me. And that was all it took. The avoidance, the tremor in her breath, for everything to click. "Emma," I said again, my voice breaking this time. "Look at me." I didn't. She closed the bathroom door instead. I sat there, staring at the shadows on the wall, listening to the muffled sound of running water. My chest burned, not from anger, not yet, but from something worse. That quiet, hollow ache of realization. She was cheating. I knew it before she said a word. When she finally came out, wearing a robe and an expression carved from guilt, I was still sitting in the same spot. "Daniel, please," she started, her eyes glistening. "How long?" I asked. She froze. "What? How long, Emma?" Her lip quivered, and then the dam broke. She sat on the edge of the bed, covering her face with her hands. "I didn't mean for it to happen. Swear. It was just supposed to be fun." I laughed, a dry, hollow sound. "Fun?" She looked up, tears streaming down her cheeks. "You were always working, Daniel. Always tired. I felt like I was disappearing. So you found someone who could make you feel seen." I said bitterly. "It wasn't like that," she whispered. "It was just one night." "Don't lie to me," I snapped. "That bruise doesn't come from one night." Her silence confirmed it. I stood up, pacing across the room, gripping my hair. "Who is he?" She hesitated. "It doesn't matter. He means nothing." "Then why do you look at me like you're already somewhere else?" That broke her. She started sobbing, shoulders shaking. "It wasn't supposed to happen. Started as texting, just stupid flirting. Then one night after work, we went for drinks with the team and I didn't need to hear the rest." I walked out of the bedroom, my heart pounding in my ears. Every step felt like walking on shattered glass. Downstairs, the house looked the same, but everything felt different. The photos on the wall, our wedding day, our trip to Santorini, her laughing under the sun, mocked me. Each picture whispered a different version of the woman I thought I knew. She came down a few minutes later, still crying. "Daniel, please, can we talk?" I turned to her slowly. "Talk? About what, Emma?" "How you lied every night you said you were with the girls. How you came home smelling like his cologne." Her face twisted in pain. "It's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is," shouted. Because right now, all I see is a stranger wearing my wife's face. The words hung there, echoing through the room like a curse. She sank to the couch, burying her face in her hands. I wanted to hate her, to scream, to destroy something, but instead I just stood there, shaking. "Who is he?" I asked again, my voice calmer this time, colder. She looked up, defeated. "His name's Ethan. From marketing." "Ethan." I repeated it slowly, like tasting poison. "The same guy who called you during dinner last month." Her silence was the only answer I needed. I sat across from her, gripping the arm of the chair until my knuckles went white. "Does he love you?" "No," she said quickly. "It wasn't about that. It was just... it made me feel alive again." "Alive?" Scoff. "And what am I, Emma?" "Dead weight. The man who gave you a home, who listened when you cried about your job, who stayed up nights planning a future with you." She reached for me, but I pulled away. "Daniel, I made a mistake," she whispered. "A terrible one. But please don't throw everything away." I stared at her, my chest tightening. "You already did." She started to cry again, but I couldn't watch. I walked upstairs, opened the closet, and began pulling down my suitcase. She followed, panic rising in her voice. "What are you doing?" "Leaving," I said flatly. "Please," she said, grabbing my arm. "Don't go. We can fix this, therapy, anything. I'll end it, I'll delete his number." I turned to her, eyes burning. "You already ended us the moment you let him touch you." She froze, her grip loosening. "I would have forgiven almost anything," I said quietly. "But not this. Not the image of another man's hands on you. You can't take that back." Her knees buckled as she sank to the floor. "I'm sorry," she whispered over and over like a prayer. But I couldn't listen. I zipped the suitcase, grabbed my keys, and walked out without looking back. The next few days were a blur. Sleeping on my brother's couch, ignoring her calls, pretending to eat. Every time my phone buzzed, part of me hoped it was her, even though I'd blocked her number. That's the cruel part about betrayal. It doesn't kill love instantly. It lets it die slowly, painfully, until all that's left is resentment and emptiness. Then one evening she showed up at my brother's place. She looked different, hollow-eyed, exhausted, a shell of the woman I married. She handed me a small envelope. Inside were photos of us. The wedding. Our honeymoon. A note scribbled in her handwriting. "You were my home, Daniel. I just forgot how to stay." I closed my eyes, feeling tears sting. She reached for me. "Please. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I love you. I always did." I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But then I remembered that mark on her skin, the one that had shattered everything. "Love doesn't do what you did," I said softly. "Love doesn't lie, Emma. It doesn't come home with someone else's touch." Her lip trembled. "So that's it." He nodded. "That's it." She turned and walked away, and for the first time in weeks, I didn't follow. It's been 6 months now. The divorce is finalized. I moved into a small apartment downtown. Nothing fancy but peaceful. I started running again, rediscovering the parts of me that had faded in the shadow of a broken marriage. Sometimes I still dream about her, the way she used to laugh, the warmth of her hand in mine. But in those dreams, there's always a bruise on her collarbone, a silent reminder of what I lost, and why I had to let go. One night, I found myself scrolling through old photos. We looked happy. Maybe we were once. But happiness built on half-truths never lasts. I don't hate her anymore. Pity her. Because I finally realized something. Betrayal doesn't just break trust. It erases the version of yourself that believed love was enough. And though I'll carry the scars of that night forever, I've learned to wear them as proof that I survived. That I walked away when staying would have destroyed me. That I chose peace. Over pain, over lies, over the ghost of a love that once felt eternal.